Hi, I'm Miss Rep, and today I'm going to explain annotating the text and how it helps readers determine the central message. First, I'd like to share what annotating is, give some examples of different types of annotations, and discuss why good readers use this strategy. Then I will describe how annotations help readers find the central message or lesson of a story. Today I'd like to discuss two ways of annotating the text when close reading. The first is highlighting new words that I don't understand and need to look up in order to understand what they mean. The second is underlining important events. What are some key events that I need to focus on in this story? As I read the C- story, I'm going to demonstrate both of these annotations for you. Jody clutched her report card so hard the edges tore. Her white knuckles relaxed a little when her hands began to crumple the offending piece of paper. I'm going to pause right there and highlight this word offending. I'm not entirely sure what that means, and I want to look that up so that I understand what the author's trying to tell me. I'm going to click the A, click highlight, and I'm going to click the color yellow to highlight that word to look it up later. She couldn't destroy it as much as she may have wanted to. Her dad would want to see. He knew it was going out today. She tried taking a deep breath to calm her racing heart, but all she felt was dizzy. I'm going to underline here that all she felt was dizzy because that's something important that's happening. That's how she's feeling. Jody, what's wrong? Are you okay? Brenda, her closest friend and next-door neighbor, found her leaning against the brick wall of the school building. Nope, not okay. Did you get your report card? She faced Brenda with growing horror over her results. Yep, Ms. Mathers handed them out right before the bell. Is that why you look so devastated? How bad can it be? You're like the smartest kid in school. Jody groaned. She dropped her chin to her chest and tried to calm down. Brenda was right. She got the top marks in math, science, and reading. I'm going to underline that because I know she's doing well in those areas, so that's not what she got a C- in. So I need to find out what she got a C- in. She was so smart, she even got a perfect grade in art. I'm going to underline that one as well. Without speaking, she handed her report card over for Brenda to see. Make sure my parents never see this, Brenda joked as she scanned the report. What are you? Brenda stopped. So I'm going to stop right there. We'll continue reading this in class. I just wanted to remind you that next time you're working on close reading, don't forget to highlight new words and underline important events. What is annotating? Annotating simply means to make notes on a text, though there are many different types of annotations. Why do we use it? Annotating helps to strengthen our comprehension of a story as we make notes during reading. In order to annotate, we need to pay close attention to what we're reading so we can understand and learn from the text. We use it to mark important events, the main idea, new vocabulary, and parts where we have a question or don't understand something. How exactly do we annotate? We can underline important events, circle new vocabulary, star the main idea, and put a question mark next to a place where we have a question. How will annotating help us to determine the central message of a story? Since we're focusing on finding the central message, we will use what we've underlined, the important events, to help us. After we underline, we can determine the central message by piecing those events together. The important events we underlined will remind us what happened in the story, which we can use to determine what lesson the author was trying to teach. Announcing the central message. What is the central message? The central message is the big idea, or another way to say this is, what is the text really about? Now you might be thinking, how can I find the central message? First, you need to annotate the text. Underline the important events in the story. Then ask yourself, what did the character learn? Use the important events that you underlined to support your answer. Last, write the big idea or central message of the story. What is the author trying to tell the reader? Let's practice with an example from the C- story. In this story, Jody was upset because she got a C- in PE on her report card. She was worried that her dad would be disappointed in her. When she told her dad, he laughed. He knew she wasn't good at sports, but was proud that she did her best. What did she learn in this story? Jody learned that she wasn't perfect at everything, but her dad was still proud because she did the best she could. What's the central message? You might not be the best at everything, but you should always give your best effort. Now it's your turn.
Created using Powtoon.
To review, annotations help us to better comprehend the text as we mark while we read. There are many types of annotations to use, and what you choose may depend on your purpose for reading. Today we focus on underlining important events to assist us in finding the central message.